This is a video for Dan and everyone at Yankee Creek Ranch. We took Connor out to the beautiful Thompson, Georgia Pine Top Horse Trials, which it's actually a huge farm. I think it must be a cattle farm or something, but it's a big piece of property with an amazing cross-country course. And I like taking the top horses there just because it's always sort of simulates a bit more of a 3-day event course that's big and gallopy. We put Connor in the prelim. A couple of reasons. I think I emailed you and said that, his last event was at Maryland 5-star, and we had an almighty crash at the water jump, which was early on, and it was a little bit of greenness on Connor's part. Like I think he misread the jump, and it was a terrible jump too. It was a big, wide oxer in front of a water jump at fence 3, which was, I don't know, in my opinion, pretty dumb designing. But anyway, the point is that Connor, I was a bit worried that Connor might had a bit of a fright or would be nervous of the next water jump, and been schooling him a lot at home, and he's been jumping the water jumps really, really well at home, and then at this competition he jumped both of them well. I also wimped out to the prelim just because I'm just getting back to full strength. I had this hip and abductor surgery in early December, and it took a bit of time for me to get back feeling strong. So we put him in the open prelim. It was all in one day, dressage, show jumping, then cross country. It's Pine Top's about an hour from where we're stabled here in Aiken. Connor was great. Like he's a bit of a spooky, sharp horse, especially at the beginning of the year, and especially at these sort of rinky-dink competitions where we woke up early, drove him out there, and just hopped on him. And Connor does his best work when we're at the really big events where we are sort of there for a day or two before, and we can really get him acclimatized to the arenas and the settings. Anyway, I was very, very pleased with Connor. Number one, he behaved himself well. I thought he'd be more wild than he was. He was reasonably settled. Jumping wise, he just felt super confident. Being the beginning of the year, I decided to just run him at a very slow pace. So I think we were about 30 seconds over the time, and because his dressage and show jumping was so competitive, we finished second, which was nice. I think he scored a 30 in the dressage, and the judging at some of these little events can be all over the shop. I thought it was a lovely test. Obviously, there's bits and pieces that could be a bit better, but on another day and another judge, you would have got a 25 or even lower. But I wasn't too worried about the result this weekend. It was more a bit of a training run to make sure that Connor's feeling his best. I'm assuming he'll come out of this event just in perfect health. I'll obviously check him over pretty thoroughly tomorrow, but my plan is to actually drive him down to Ocala, Florida on Tuesday of next week and jump him in the big stadium ring and the big hotel ring on Wednesday and Thursday, and do some big classes, do like the meter 30. Meet my jumping coach Peter Wild down there, and put Connor in around some big jumps and with a lot of atmosphere. I know these jumps are small, but he jumped the course in a really good way. He's sort of using his body, using his technique, and I was just very pleased with the way he felt in the air. He felt confident and sharp off the ground, and jumping the jumps with good scope. So I think my game plan from here onwards would be he's obviously going to go jumping in Florida next week, and then on February 28th and the 1st, there's the Bruce's Field Grand Prix eventing. It's a sort of a glitzy event here in Aiken, and I think we'll give him a good run there. That's always an exciting contest, and he should be one of the favourites to do well there. Depending on our placing after the dressage and show jumping, I think he'd be right in there. We could give him a good sprint around that. And then after that, I think we've got obviously, I'm very, very excited for Connor this year just because I have huge hopes and expectations for him. And our goal this year would be to do 2 5-stars, one this spring somewhere, either Kentucky or Lemoore, and then at the end of the year we'll go back to either Poe or Maryland 5-star. So I really think he's probably going to reach hit sort of top form this year. He's getting to the age now where he's getting experienced. And it's really, really exciting. I think the next couple of years are going to be the Connor's sort of the one where he could really hit the ball out of the park. And obviously, I think he's such a special horse that at the big events, the big 5-stars and whatnot, we really should be aiming to be very, very competitive. We should actually be aiming to win the classes because he's got it all. He's beautiful on the flat and the dressage and jumps well, and then he's a great cross-country horse. He's got a big stride. This was supposed to be 5 strides and kind of ripped across there in 4. Like I said, my biggest reasoning for putting Connor in quite an easy class is there's 2 water jumps at this contest, and both water jumps he jumped really, really well. I was very, very pleased with the way he jumped into both water jumps, and I think this is the second water jump. We did one about 5 or 6 fences earlier. So at the moment, things are looking great with Connor. His fitness is right on schedule. His soundness has been very good, and I think now it's a matter of just trying to build him up and figure out which is the big events that we can aim him at. This could be a really, really exciting year for Connor. Anyway, we'll check in with you again soon, and hopefully we'll take him down to Florida and jump a couple of big classes.